Hello Libra, welcome to the channel. Sarah here. Today we are going to do your reading for the first half of June 2025. Keep in mind, Libra, that this is just a general reading, so take only what resonates and leave out what does not. I'm going to just give you a bit of a disclaimer here. I'm pulling these cards, the Goddess Oracle cards, off of camera because there are several images that are not exactly YouTube friendly, so I'm going to have to censor them as is necessary. All right, so Libra, if you are interested in having a personal reading done by me, the information on how to obtain that is in the description box below. All right, we're going to pull your first layer here. There's Justice. All right. Okay, so Libra, we've got your first. Okay, none of them needed to be censored. Interesting. You got your first layer out. We've got creativity, love, anger and rage, mystery, justice, play, shape-shifting, responsibility, and the overall arching theme of this portion of your reading is order. So it looks like there's something to do with, all of these cards are going to amalgamate something to do with order, and obviously when we see order, we associate it with bringing things back to a place of balance after there's been some sort of chaos here. So the first card is going to have the strongest effect on this portion of the reading, which is creativity. There's something that's being created here. It may be something that you're actually creating, but whatever this is leading to a decision where you need to take the most responsible route here. So I'm just going to say, Libra, to see play and shape-shifting together like this, I'm seeing that there's been something that has gone on in your life right now where it feels like somebody is playing with your boundaries. That play card, if you look at the cat on the card, the Bast, it denotes a very, she denotes a very mischievous body language and look on her face. And then shape-shifting has to do with changing things up here. Some would say that it can be read as a third party type of energy, and to be honest with you, when I have read before, it has shown up that way. When I say third party, okay, we're not always talking about a romantic third party. Third party can often be seen as a triangulation type of energy. And if you've never heard of triangulation, you might want to take a look as to what that means, because it often appears in these trauma bond type relationships where you're talking about one person in the connection is very narcissistic while the other person in the connection the label is the narcissist and the empath. Either way you look at it, it's preventable. It's a preventable thing. So what I'm seeing here is that you may be trying to come up with creative ways to try and bring some sort of justice to a situation. And whoever this is somebody who you love. You're trying to find creative ways to love somebody here. But it's showing up that there's potentially somebody else in kind of wedging themselves between you and somebody else, or playing as somewhat of an obstruction here. And this is bringing you to a place of anger, and you're not even understanding. There's something about this situation almost like, here's what I got, okay? There is something going on in your life, it could be romantic, that is making you very, very upset. It's causing some level of emotional derailment. It's showing up as anger and rage here. And it's almost like you don't even know what it is that is causing you to feel this way. Okay? And it's almost like you're feeling guilty for feeling it. Like, I don't know why I feel the way I feel. And so it's almost like you're not understanding why you feel the way you feel, so you feel guilty for feeling it, is what I'm seeing. But I'm getting very strongly here that your feelings are justified. But because you don't know why you feel the way you feel guilty for feeling it. Now, what I'm seeing here is you are actually in a situation where you're kind of bending over backwards to try and make something work. And it looks like you're kind of being played. You may be being played a little bit. And it's your responsibility to figure out how, or you may be feeling like it's your responsibility to keep order in a situation where you don't feel like you're feeling very orderly here. So let's get your next layer. It took me a second to understand what this was necessary, what it was trying to say, what Spirit was trying to say, but I understand exactly what's going on here. You are not understanding what it is that's causing you to feel a certain way. And it looks like it has something to do with anger and rage. So we'll get your second. We've got chaos and conflict, new life, peace, all that glitters, loyal heart, regeneration, orphaned, okay, unfinished symphony, okay, and the overall arching theme is time for a nap. Okay, exactly what I was saying. There's something that you're not awakened to right now. That's why time for a nap is there. There's something that is going on in your life that is causing you to feel a certain level of emotional derailment, and you're not really it's almost like you're taking on the responsibility of being the one who is guilty here, when your spirit is trying to say to you, no, 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 you have a reason to feel the way you feel, okay? Even if you feel like you're not expressing it in the healthiest of ways, and you may not be. I mean, being in the energy of anger and rage is obviously not healthy. So if that's, but it is a natural human emotion. So obviously I'm going to mention that as well. But if you are in that your emotions are your compass that are trying to let you know that something is off. Okay. And there's something that's off. Now we've got chaos and conflict showing up here. And it's with somebody who you feel a loyal heart to. What I've got here, though, is that there's some sort of new life that you have the potential to move into here that's going to allow you to heal. What I've got also is that it seems to me like you may be feeling, I'm getting that you're feeling like you need to stick to a situation because either you're afraid to be alone due to abandonment issues, or you're afraid to walk away from somebody because you're afraid you're going to trigger their abandonment issues. But it looks like whatever this is, there's something to do with understanding a bond that you have with somebody due to fear of abandonment, because there's some level of peace that you need to come to. There's some sort of healing in order, and it has to do with moving into a new life, because there's something that's unfinished here. But whatever this is showing up as something that you kind of idealized. And it's you're either idealizing something now and it's not what you thought it was going to be, or you have idealized something and it's proven to be not what you expected it to be. So But so, and I'm seeing it as you haven't come to terms with this yet, because there's something that's unfinished here, and it's showing up that you're not awakened to it yet. And that's what I was trying to say to you in the first part of the reading, is that there's something that's going on in your life right now that's causing you to feel emotionally derailed, and you're not coming to terms with what it is that's causing it. Okay, so the first card that comes out is the Seven of Cups, which is a confusion card. Okay. So we've got the Queen of Pentacles, the King of Cups, the High Priestess in reverse, the King of Wands in reverse, the Page of Swords in reverse, the World, and the Queen of Cups. Okay, so we've got a divine pair here. We've got the King and Queen of Cups here. And the overall arching theme of this portion of your reading is the Knight of Wands in reverse. All right, so there's something... Okay, so all of this has something to do with the Knight of Wands in reverse. The Knight of Wands in reverse is... it's about being more careful, or not moving in a way that is impulsive, holding back, or maybe taking things more slowly here. There's something about having a choice here, or having confusion as far as what choice you want to make. That's what's showing up here. And the choice that you want to make here has to do with making the most loving, intuitive, compassionate decision you can make. It's showing up here that you may be connected to... I'm seeing for a lot of you, I'm just going to say it. I see that there are two different energies here. I'm seeing that there's a commitment here to... We've got an energy that's showing up here as being very insecure. Okay, you've got an energy that you've been connected to that is very, very insecure. And as a result of being insecure, this person seeks on an extreme level, it seeks validation from others in order to fill some sort of emptiness that they feel in themselves because they're insecure. And so this is a person who we've got the King of Wands in reverse. Okay, so we've got a person here who comes off like they're very confident, but deep down, they're not very confident at all. They're extremely insecure. And as a result of having to deal with that energy, there are a lot of behaviors that go along with that. And whoever this is peddling some level of misinformation, okay, either to you or to others. The Page of Swords in reverse is often my gossiping card, okay? It doesn't necessarily mean that's what's happening. It does have to do with misinformation, though, being communicated. Now, it looks to me like this needs to come to an end for you. And it's almost like you're not, whatever this is, it's almost like you haven't necessarily come to terms with what it is that's causing you so much. There's something that's causing a level of emotional derailment here. And it has to do with dealing with this energy. And it looks like this needs to come to an end. This cycle of dealing with this energy before you can have, you may already know somebody who's in this King of Cups energy, but I've got that there's somebody who you've been connected to, who you love very much, but there's something that's not being completely revealed here, okay? And so Spirit is saying to you that there's something that's counterintuitive right now about being connected to somebody in your life, because there may actually be secrets, or I'm getting misinformation and I'm getting secrets here. So Spirit is saying that you, in order to come to a place of clarity, you need to come to a place of genuine intuitiveness and love here, because it's showing up that you genuinely love somebody and that you're loyal to them. But there's been something that's been throwing you off that you're not clear on right now. And it's showing up very obviously here that you're not clear on something. There's that. But you're trying to get your life to a place of order here. Let's get your next layer. We've got the bear. We've got flowers. Woman. But it's just main person, so don't get too hung up on the gender. We've got fox, compass, letter, mature woman, and anchor. And the overall arching theme of this portion of the reading is despair. Something about sadness. So here's what I've got, okay? I feel like, Libra, there's something that's going on that's causing you some level of great disappointment here. Now, I'm seeing that with the bear here, I'm seeing there's some level of protectiveness going on. Almost like you could be, here's what I've got, okay? This could have something to do with a mother. We do see the bear and I do see mature woman. And like I had said, there was something about triangulation, so there may be a mother involved here. But what I've got here almost is that there's something that you're trying to, some of you may actually have a family with somebody. But this is somebody who's been kind of overstepping your boundaries. They're overstepping a boundary that you should be setting. And it's almost like you don't even realize that you should be setting the boundary. You're like, it's showing up that you're completely unclear as to what it is that's causing you to feel a certain way. There's something that's causing you. We did see the anger and rage. There's something that's causing you to feel unclear, but it does look like there is the potential to move in a new direction. And it does look like somebody's coming in to communicate with you. This may be a mature woman who wants to communicate with you about something, maybe revealing something to you about something, or this could be you trying to make the most mature decision here. It does show up, though, that you're involved with a very self-centered energy here, and whatever this is going to make you feel like you're being anchored down, like you're being... Like the anchor card is very similar to me to the like Eight of Swords type energy from the tarot, where you feel trapped, like you're anchored down, you're stuck now. And the thing is that obviously it's good if you want to be in a solid commitment, you're going to stay where you are, right? And not everybody's afraid of that. I don't know that Librans are known to be runners or anything like that. But it does look like there's something that you need to come to terms with regard to an energy that's being very self-centered and kind of overstepping boundaries with you, that's causing you to feel upset. All right, can we get the next layer, please, for Libra? Investment. On the table. Manifesting, perspective. We're going to go through all of these. Placements after the whole reading has come out. Expression, flashback, There's something that's already happened in this connection. Innovation, or maybe this comes from your past. Innovation, there's something you're meant to think differently. There's the future. Okay, so the overall arching theme, new life, that shows up twice in this reading. Something to do with a new life. Doing something differently, new life. Here's what I've got, okay? So there's something about expressing yourself in a certain way. You've invested in a connection here where there's something that you may have, okay, so really consider when you met whoever it is that you are, whatever, if this is resonating with you at all, you are obviously know which connection in your life it is that this is resonating with. You are being asked by Spirit to really consider at the time that you had met this person, what it was that you knew you wanted in a connection. Okay? Because there was something that you had on the table that you may have already expressed to this person. Okay? But it was like from the past, there was something that had happened that had made you start thinking differently. Or there is something that's going on here that may have been repeated from your past that is trying to get you to, the Spirit's trying to say you need to think differently about this. Because as you start doing something, I'm sorry, whoever this is doesn't want me talking to you right now. My voice is I'm actually losing my voice right now. All right. There's something that you are manifesting with regard to a new perspective. There's some sort of new perspective that you are going to have, and it has to do with understanding what your worth is, knowing what it is that you want, and expressing this, okay? You invested in a connection. It's showing up where it feels like you felt like you knew what you wanted and you expressed this. And this is showing up in the past. It's showing up that you expressed something in the past about something that you knew that you wanted. And it looks like things started happening differently for you, or maybe this is what needs to happen. You need to actually start doing this so that we don't repeat the past, because you need something to happen, you have to start doing things new in order to manifest the new perspective that you need to have in order to have a new life in the future. You may have gotten into this connection and didn't realize what it is that you really, really, really want. And then it turned out that whoever this is, that it's showing up that you're totally loyal to them, but it's kind of showing up that they may not be there. It's showing up that they're doing something. There's something that's happening in this connection where they're doing something to upset you, is what's showing up. And you don't even understand. It's almost like you feel guilty for being upset. You're ready. Wait. Abundance. Look for a sign. Within the next few weeks, in the near future, no need to worry. And meditation brings answers. And the overall arching theme of this portion of your reading is let go. You need to let go of something right now is what's showing up here. So you're ready. You're ready for something right now. It does look like it's going to take a little bit of time. That's why it's saying that you need to wait within the next few weeks. It's showing up in the near future, and it's showing up specifically within the next few weeks. As long as we stay out of this energy of fear, there is something coming in that's going to bring some level of abundance for you. So this could have something to do with emotional abundance. This could be something is going to change your perspective here. It could be actual material abundance as well. So look for the signs. There is going to be something that's going to happen in your future, near future is what's showing up, where there's going to be there's a sign is something that's going to bring you some level of an intuitive hit here. Meaning there's going to be a red flag, or there's going to be there's going to be something that's going to happen that's obvious. Somebody's going to say something or do something, and it's going to register to you as something you need to take action on. Meditation does bring answers here. So when we quiet the mind, that's when spirit talks to us. So let's go through each of the placements. It's showing up as you're ready to invest in potentially nurturance. Maybe this, for some of you, you're a parent, but it does look like there's a certain level of confusion here on what choice it is to make, because you've been in chaos and conflict here. But it does look like there's something about you creating this. There's confusion. That's exactly what it is. You think you're the one creating this problem. You're not understanding who it is that's creating the problem, because it's almost like you're feeling too guilty for you might be reacting and not really taking into consideration what is causing you to feel the way that you are feeling. Okay, so Spirit really wants you, if this resonates with you at all, Libra, really wants you to take into account what it is that's going on in your life that's causing you to feel the way you're feeling, because it looks like it's a boundary issue. So wait, whatever it is that you want, whatever it is that you put out into the universe, or say, this could be specifically demands that you have made to this person. It looks like something's coming to you. Somebody wants to have a commitment with you if they don't already, or this is somebody who you've been in a commitment with. It does look like there's something about it. Okay, so new life comes up twice. There's a new life in love for you here. So either it's with this person, but it looks like you need to come to terms. I'm sorry, for so many of you, honestly, Libra, for so many of you, I'm seeing two different energies here. So you were connected with somebody who's really upsetting you a lot. If this is indeed coming to an end, or you've been considering bringing this to an end, Spirit is saying this may be in your best interest right now. So within the next few weeks, you are going to be expressing that you want to move in a new direction, because you're having a very difficult time. Either somebody's expressing this to you, that they're moving in a new direction, but it looks like you're moving in a new direction, and you may still be holding on to a loyal heart for this person. You're just doing what's right. Libra, I have to say, if this is actually what you're doing, I have so much respect for you, because that's exactly what needs to happen. The minute somebody shows us that there's a reason for you not to be around, that's when you leave. That we don't stick around and get angry, and we leave. That's what we're supposed to be doing, and that's what the big conundrum it becomes when we're in these codependent connections, because now you feel like you're stuck. And now you're putting up with a lot of stuff that you don't want to be putting up with. So in the near future, you're going to flash back. There's something that's going to happen that's going to bring something back from the future about some sort of communication there was some sort of communication. It may have been through gossip, or it may have been about gossip, something about some level of misinformation that's going to allow you to heal from something. And it has to do with somebody, I'm seeing there's something that you have the right to, so please just take this as it resonates, because it's going to be different for every single one of you, because this is a general reading, but it's showing up that somebody's been playing games with you, and you need to still, there's something that's foggy for you. You're not understanding that you have the right to be upset about something here, but no need to worry. You will start thinking differently. This difference is going to bring you to a place of maturity where you're going to put an end to this. It does look like there is something There's something about abandonment issues here, okay, that you need to come to terms with, because it looks like you're putting up with a lot in a connection right now, or it may have been in the past, where it's almost like you stayed because you were afraid to be alone. So you're manifesting abundance here. It does look like there is somebody else for you who bring you peace and love after there's been a lot of anger and rage. Okay. So look for a sign that's going to change your perspective. It's going to be about understanding there's something about somebody playing games with you. Okay. And there's somebody who's been in this sly, slick, dishonest energy, making things look a certain way, almost like there's this illusion. You've been under an illusion of some sort that things were better than they really were. Mystery. There's something that you thought this connection was, that it turned out not to be what you thought it was. Meditation brings answers. There's something about your future being anchored down. It is showing up that you are going to be, there is something that's unfinished. This may be a past connection coming back to you, just letting you know. It's showing up, there's a divine pair. We've got the King and Queen of Cups both in the upright here. That's going to bring some level of peace. But there is a responsibility to revisit something that's been unfinished here. So we need to let go of something in order to move on to this new life. There is going to be there's been either a disappointment, or there is going to be the potential where you're going to have to grieve this, but it's also showing up to that you're not going to do anything very impulsive, because we still need to wake up from whatever it is that's been foggy here in order to bring order to our lives. So Libra, that is your reading for the first half of June 2025. Thank you so much for all your likes, shares, and subscribes. And until I read you again, take care and bless.